All right, we've already got the live chat bumping up here for the overtime. I had a little bit of a set change. Had to go with the national championship flag. Had to put the buffs on, get the jump man going, because how I want to lead in this little cold open. Since 2018, the Michigan Wolverines are the only team to have a team in the Frozen Four, the Final Four, the CFP Playoff Four, and the College World Series. They are
That's big.
also
That's
the
big facts.
only university to ever win a national title in all four major U.S. sports.
That's big facts too.
So I wanted to start off, get a little brag on, get the buffs out, get
It
the
was
feel on
biased.
myself.
It was biased,
Yeah,
but
it
it
was
was
very
facts.
biased. It's very biased. I don't lead into that very often. I need to right there. Now, I say that to say this. When I said those Frozen Four, Final Four, CFP Four, College World Series, in your mind, did you envision the women's Final Four or the men's Final Four?
Well, I know. I think it was the women's because
It was the
Xavier
men's.
Xavier Simpson and them made it so many. I can't remember how long ago it was.
The men's
Shout out to
made it
Xavier
Final
Simpson.
Four.
Xavier Simpson from the LB 419 Lima Bean City. What's up, Zay? But yeah,
The reason why I asked the question is because when I say Final Four, everyone I've been polling says they think immediately men's.
Yeah.
Right? So that brings me to this March Madness, right? Getting a lot of pub with the women. Women are doing great numbers. The women doing her thing. Caitlin Clark is on fire. LSU, South Carolina, they've got star power. They're doing their thing. But I think we still think of March Madness Final Four. I think we think of the men's game first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick it over to you, Tate. What do you think? Are you more in on the men's final or men's March Madness right now or women's? Where do you stand?
I mean, B-Dirt, I'm probably, if I'm just being completely 100 and transparent, I'm probably more in on the men, but not as much in as I was over the women last year or the year before. You know what I mean? The women are inching up, and they play some good basketball.
Closing the gap.
Yeah, closing the gap, definitely. I watched that South Carolina, Indiana, before we got here. That was a good one. Indiana came back. Indiana's a tough team. They play.
Yeah.
All them women play good basketball, man. Don't knock on the girls. I just been pot committed, to use a poker term, on the men's game.
Been there.
Since Michael Jordan hit that shot in 1982.
Wow.
I remember being 9 years old on the floor carpet of my grandmother's house, big floor model TV, not none of these big flat screens, big floor model TV with the tube encased in the wood. Remember those, Big G?
1,112 pounds.
Right.
Yeah. Took all the uncles to pick it up. All the uncles to pick it up all at once.
Four of you moving the TV.
On the floor in front of the TV like this.
Yep.
Right in front of the TV. Let's close line to this screen right here. So what I'm saying is, man, I got 41 years 42 years this year.
Yep.
Of investment in the men's March Madness, Final Four, all that. But I just said earlier, and we're gonna talk about Caitlin Clark too. But I said Caitlin Clark, I think I said at the end of the OT, is just making the sports culture, not just basketball, sports culture for women in general, just better.
Yeah.
They are definitely coming up. They won't have to go soon. Might not be this year, might not be next year. They won't have to go overseas and play overseas. They'll get enough money in WNBA and all this stuff. It's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Angel Reese has done a lot too for the
big
game.
Facts.
Oh, she has.
Big facts.
She has. Facts. But just if we just keep
she's robbing right now in that.
Yeah,
Caitlin
because
Clark's wearing is Batman.
because if you just Caitlin Clark's way better, but if you have somebody, an athlete that's white, that's the best at what they do, it's gonna be more transcendent than an athlete that's black doing the same thing.
Great white
Very
hope.
true. Very
Yeah.
true.
I mean, so no racial kind of overtone intended with that. That's just facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but I love Caitlin Clark. I love Angel Reese.
Yeah.
All right,
You know what I mean?
before we get going, G, are you the same way? You more invested in the men versus the women?
Well, I got to put up the bias sign, Peter, for me personally, because I had a daughter that was an outstanding high school basketball player and tore Achilles her senior year, and would have had an opportunity to play at the collegiate level. And so I've been biased towards women's basketball for years. My daughter graduated in 2020. 2020, she graduated from high school. So she'll be a senior this year in college. So, but she ripped her Achilles, sound like a shotgun.
Hey man, I went down and watched Diana Taurasi play in the tournament at Dayton.
Yeah. But I've been impartial to. But man's I'm like Tate. I've been loving it for a long time. I mean, B-Dirt, I don't know if you know this. Tate knows this. I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was in the Superdome when North Carolina beat Michigan. I was there.
Oh, really?
I saw it. So it's I've had my own moments, and all whatever else based on, college and all whatever. But I've been impartial to the women's game since about 2018. About 2017, 2018, I really, because my daughter loved basketball. She loved it, so, and then now because I love Caitlin Clark. I love baby girl LSU, but man, Juju different. Juju is different at USC, man. So,
I can see that. That's how I know I pay attention to women basketball. I can name some of the greats going all the way back to Ann Myers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That far back.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric Park. He was 12 watching in his underoos. He was a G-Town fan. Hey, where Pay at? Pay in the live chat lose his mind because he must have lost something on Marquette. He blew another parlay.
Yeah, he need to come on here and take this wrath.
Hey, I want to tell you, parlay is a good way to put it into perspective for me as far as men's versus women's March Madness. I have made last weekend alone, I made 16 bets on the men's game. I won 14 of those 16 bets.
You was out there killing them.
This same weekend, I made 0 bets on women's March Madness.
Yeah.
0.
Hey, D-Dirt. I'm going to load up on the Steelers 7.5 next year, man. I might put a band on that thing, man.
That's the over-under right now for the Steelers,
7.5.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's get together, put some money on it, y'all.
I thought
y'all know I don't bet. Y'all know I don't bet.
Big G don't even bet.
I assumed that we were going to cover that in the football portion of the overtime.
Oh yeah, okay. I want some of that. I want some of that.
We was talking gambling. I'm just saying what I'm ready to load up on, man.
But we'll get into it. I got gambling on here. We got some gambling stuff. We'll start the show.
Yeah,
let's get it done.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. If you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're not going nowhere. Got to pay a couple of beers. Look what I'm thinking about on a Friday.
Gonna buy a couple beers with this beer money. Thank you to our sponsors.
And here's some words from our Spartaners. Man, Big G, take it from me, man.
Man, thanks again for listening to us on Fans First Sports Network, Homies Overtime Podcast. We're going to get a quick word from our partners, and we'll be right back. We'll take a quick commercial break. If you're watching us live on YouTube, give us a few seconds to pause. No pause, no diddy, no doubt. And we'll be right back, man, in a few seconds.
All right, welcome back. Fans First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network, here with the Homies Overtime. I'm B-Dirt driving the bus here with Big G and Tate. Boy, Fresh Pay is AWOL. I'm sure Big G is going to have that fine sign ready for him when he comes back.
But he might catch a break, Beater, because he might be on the toilet.
Oh, yeah, he definitely has some chicken
toilet.
wings to talk about.
The toilet.
Yeah. All right, so I want to kick it right over into this, going into Caitlin Clark and the big three. One, Mr. O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, I know him.
Offered her $5 million to play 1 year for the big three.
Yeah. No. 10 games. 10 games. 10 games.
What's their season? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I thought it was about
maybe they season 10 games, but he didn't say play a season. He said we give you $5 million to play 10 games.
So $5 million to play 10 games.
Right.
So what? I mean, good move for her, bad move for her, just a publicity stunt for him. Like what's going on here?
Only move for her.
Yeah.
You think she takes it?
Yes. What else she gonna do? She's not gonna go to WNBA and make that money. She's not gonna go. But you know what? I did see a quote that she said if they not get to the Final Four, she's ready to go to a USA Olympic camp.
Yeah. Yeah, she really thinks.
Go ahead. I'm gonna find out when the Big Three season starts.
All right, Big G, what do you think? What do you think she can go there and make an impact in the Big Three?
Well, this is the question. The Big Three's basketball is basically set up with guys who are past their prime as far as NBA, but NBA players and a couple of street guys that's got street cred that they played in the Big Three. Mm-hmm. So if Caitlin Clark can get there, play those games that you guys said, and get between 12 and 15 points a game, she's opening up the door for a lot of players. A lot of players can go there and grab that quick money, you know. So
there are 10 games of the Big Three season. It starts June 15th. Now, I don't know if that impacts the Olympics. Does that get you ready for the Olympics? I mean, I don't know, but man, I guess with all the NIL deals she got, so she could probably turn down $5 million, man, right? And there's an argument that a gold medal to her on her would be worth more to her in the long run than playing in the Big Three, because she's already adored and thought of one of the best female basketball players ever. I mean, Cheryl Miller did it. Remember Cheryl Miller in the '84 Olympics? We remember that, right?
Yeah.
D-Dirt, you might have been a little fellow still, man.
I was little, but I mean, I still remember Cheryl Miller without a doubt. I was about 8, 9.
Yeah, so
legacy, you're correct, hey.
But I'm saying
gold medal legacy helps.
Yeah, legacy gets you paid though when your legacy is robust.
Yeah, especially long term, like you're saying. It's not one season. That's going to be more sponsorship for the rest of her life.
Right.
I like the gold medal. And here's the other thing. I'm guessing that offer probably still there the following year.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing.
Anytime she wants to.
I think Hugh would pay her and what would it make him look like if she says, no, I like the offer, but I can't do it this season because I need to go win a gold medal for our country. He can't say, okay, this is a one-time offer. I'm not giving it to you next year. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
No, Hugh can't say that, man.
But the issue is, will the WNBA team that she plays for allow her to go play in something like that? Because, there's insurance liability, injury. I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you, they're going to work all that up in her contract.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're not going – she's going to elevate that league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what do we do with Otani right now? Do we suspend him? Do we ban him? You can't do that. And they can't do nothing to Caitlin Clark that she don't want done to her.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I'm telling you, I think she could. I'm not saying what's going to happen is because a lot of those guys that are washed in that Big Three, they still think they're prima donnas, and all whatever else. So what's going to happen is one of them dudes is going to try to post her up and all whatever else. But I think for a little while she could play some serviceable minutes, and I know they better get on her as soon as they take it from out of bounds.
But man, come on.
As soon as they take it from out of bounds, they better be up on.
We grew up playing backyard 3-on-3 basketball, man. She don't got to get the rebound for a guy to get a rebound and kick it back to her and throw the ball out. You know what I mean? and then maybe somebody try and post it. When you double down, you force somebody to shoot from the outside. You know what I mean? But she's going to impact the game. I'm not saying
listen, I'm real interested to see this because, I know a lot of teams, high school teams especially, do this, and I've heard of some college teams where they have like the girls team play guys that were ex-basketball players that, play when they were younger and quit or whatever, and they scrimmage them to get them tougher or whatever. We had, when I was in school, we had our girls basketball team one state before I was in high school. When I got in high school, we went to state. We were a dominant program at Beth when I was there. And
what year was that, B Dirt? But before you got to high school, what year was that? Like 89?
89, I think, yeah.
I remember Lima Senior.
Jackie Fry.
Really good.
Yeah. It was Jackie Fry and it was after Tamika Holtzclaw was at Lima Senior.
Tamika
Holtzclaw
really, she played in Tennessee. You talking about
Tammy Williams.
Tammy Williams?
Black Magic. Tammy Williams.
She was
what year was she there?
She graduated 89.
89.
She ended up going to play at DePaul. I think they lost in.
So I think before her, I think Lima Senior was better than us. I think.
Yeah.
I think we were better that year. We had I'm drawing a blank. That's
we had
terrible.
dogs. We had Missy Hutchins. We had Kelly Green, who's Tyler Eulis' mama. They was all on one team with Black Magic. They were some dogs.
I think the year B Dirt talking about Bath and Lima Senior were both with Florida State.
Yeah. I want to say 80.
But you said y'all won it? Y'all won it that year. Okay.
Yeah.
Lima Senior didn't win it though.
No, they lost.
We had Kristen Holt, the Holt sisters.
Oh yeah, they were dogs.
They were really good. Yeah,
they was dogs.
We played. We went to state one year when I was there, and me and a couple of my buddies and some random guys that used to play basketball didn't play anymore. We would scrimmage the girls, and we were just a bunch of scrubs out there, no coach, no nothing, running around, and we waxed a team that went to state. So I'm interested to see. I know it's a different level, and I know she's a much bigger. Oh, Stratton, maybe it was 87. It was odd number, late 80s. How about that? But it was. I just don't know. Like, I'm interested to see how she does against the big three. I would love to watch it. I would. I think a lot of people would tune into that. I think it's a smart move. By Ice Cube. I think it's a very interesting move for the sport. And I think you're right. Like, she didn't have to be the best player on the floor for that to be a major impact for, again, a bigger impact than she's already made on women's sport.
Yeah. I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree. I think, she's gonna be a moneymaker without a doubt.
And they started it with that, not started it, but kind of picked up on it with the All-Star Weekend with Steph and the one female basketball player.
had the 3-point shootout.
Yeah.
So they're gonna bring that back next year. They might bring a couple more shooters back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be Caitlin Clark. It's gonna be Tiasi, Caitlin Clark, Steph, and whatever other shoe, probably Dane. That's gonna be a thing next year. That's gonna be a thing.
I don't disagree.
All right. Well, Tate, you already alluded a little bit to it. I'm going to transfer this over into gambling. So we've had several gambling issues and leak into the pros recently, basketball, baseball with the Shohei Ohtani issue.
Big facts.
Last year, if you guys remember, this past year, college football, there were all kinds of stuff where players were making bets on their parents' accounts and da-da-da-da-da. And it really started getting murky. I mean, all these leagues are now merging with all these gambling sites, DraftKings and FanDuel and BetMGM and so on and so forth. And now you're seeing more like there's actually gambling kiosk and stuff at stadiums.
Yeah.
On site. Like, where do you see this going? I mean, it's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube. The Shohei Ohtani thing's a big deal. And I think we need to learn a lot more about it before we can start, pointing a gun at what's going on here. But I mean, what do you think about all this stuff? I mean, how does it get regulated? How does it get handled? And my biggest thing is, when can we just say enough's enough and put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Go ahead, G, take it away.
Well, first of all, people have been betting on sports forever. And let me make this perfectly clear. For all y'all beloved Michael Jordan lovers out there, why you think he left? It had something to do with his dad, absolutely. But Jordan had a gambling issue. He had a gambling problem. That's what you got people sitting around that's got multi-millions of dollars. They have everything that you think a person would want: car, money, clothes, all the stuff that you think a person would want. They're going to get bored because they got money. So they're going to bet. So they've been doing this: Pete Rose, Jordan, you name it. But the deal is, I don't think you can regulate it. I think that the thing that they should just do is start putting disclaimers in contracts by saying, if we find out that you bet on our sport, then you're done. That's the only way, because you're going to have to make an example out of somebody. But being able to bet, if I'm a professional baseball player and I can bet on professional basketball, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, some of the stuff where it gets real murky. I know the NFL had some really weird rules in it where players could bet on other sports, but couldn't bet from the facility or like the team plane or the team bus. Like, what
Detroit
are we
Lions,
doing?
Detroit
what
Lions.
are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can get on the app, place to bet, what does it matter where you're at?
Yeah.
If it's a sport that you're allowed to bet on, it's so weird. It's bizarre to me.
The only thing is that where the regulation comes into play, B. Dirt and Tate, I don't know if you think like this way either. It's the insider. It's the whole deal, like the insider trader information. Like we're all professional athletes, so we get on with each other. We know each other. We got relationships over here and there. So if I get some inside, if I'm a professional football player and I got some inside information about what's going on with professional basketball guys, because we're boys and all whatever else, then that's where it gets a little murky. And that's where I can see it can become a problem, because, pros hang with pros. It's always been that way. So if I know that LeBron James's ankle is hurting, I might start betting the Lakers to drop a few games. It's one of those type deals, and that information might not be published right away. But I think what it's going to force is transparency concerning injury reports. Because there's a lot of murkiness with that too, B-Dirt.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah.
Tate, what's your take on that, man? Is there a way to make the regulations a little tighter on this gambling issue, or is it just kind of, how do you prevent it from becoming the Wild West? And what do you think of the hot water these guys get themselves in?
Well, there's always going to be insider information.
Yeah.
Because, LeBron's son, Bronny, can know his dad's ankle was hurt.
Yeah.
And he can tell his friend, one of his friends, to tell a friend, and you never know about that, right?
Facts.
But what I'm going to get into is like the point shaving aspect of it, right?
Ooh.
So, just to backtrack a little bit, Shohei Ohtani has thrown his interpreter under the bus. Now, whether he tells the truth or not, I don't know.
All the way under the bus.
He stole money from me. I didn't know nothing about it and all that. Now, maybe, I hope that didn't happen. And if Shohei is saying that, I hope that he and his friend work something out where his friend going to take the rap. You know what I mean? Because, it's like that, right? Big G. Analogy.
He could go full Nino Brown on this.
Yeah, he could. I'm waiting to hear it.
That's what Diddy Gray do.
Yeah.
But
no doubt.
But Big G, analogy. Me and you rob a bank.
Yeah.
We get a bag, say we hit a bank, say we hit for $4 million.
Yeah.
I'm driving a getaway car.
Okay, this can work for the three of us. Something happened. Y'all get away. I don't get away.
Yep.
I'm going down. I'm taking the rap.
Yeah.
Y'all just have my money for me when I get out.
You got an extra cut too.
Right, exactly. That's what
we split that 4 ways, and you got 2.
Right.
I got you. I'm gonna lay low for at least half your sentence. Act like I ain't got no money. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Bread gonna be buried somewhere in somebody's yard, and then as you get closer to the out date, we gonna be straight.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. So I hope the guy I had no the Iggy or something is his name. I hope he didn't do that, and I hope he's just taking the rap for Shohei so he can go on and play. Don't be as much noise as what it is, and he okay with that, right? So, but back to the basketball part of it.
Yeah. By the way, I'd be waiting at the gate with a puppy and a doggy bag to be full of cash.
Hey, thanks, Mike McD.
Me and Tay Boy Fresh would be looking like the Blues Brothers, bro. You ever seen the beginning of the Blues Brothers movie? They open the gate, and I'll be right there, like waiting on him.
Another great jail scene in the movie. So we got that one, and B Dirt. You know, we got Mike McD and Worm.
That's right.
Come pick me up.
Pick me up.
But the basketball thing. So now, you know, B Dirt. You bet parlays. You bet Jason Tatum get 25 points, hit 3 3-pointers, get for 6 assists, right?
Yeah.
But the investigation is going into Jonte Porter, Michael Porter Jr.'s brother that plays for the Toronto Raptors, who averages 3 points and 1.5 boards a game. So there are 2 instances where this Joker, the juice went up on this Joker, right? Why are people betting on this Joker?
Yeah, big facts.
His eye hurts. He walks out.
His eye get hurt. He leaves the game, and they bet the under. I mean, he probably could have played full tilt and won somebody the under.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had to leave hurt. He just assured that it would be done.
Yeah.
Then the other game, he acted like he got the flu. I feel sick.
Yep.
And the NBA is investigating this dude. The juice went all the way up betting on Jonte Porter. I done done a couple of them parlays last playoffs, and I never won one. I bet on James Harden last year after he had the 44-point game, Philly against Boston.
Yeah.
Then I bet him to get 23 the next game. He didn't do that. Like, oh my gosh, Jay, you're so inconsistent and trash sometimes. But anyway, that's what they really got to monitor for, because it's a whole bunch of mediocre players.
Yeah.
Like this dude, Jonte Murray, I think he got a $450,000 contract.
Yeah.
I think he's between the G League and the NBA, right?
Yep. 2-way.
So it stands to reason he could be in cahoots with somebody that's betting his under. And when you see the juice go way up for 2 games, those 2 games he got poked in the eye and go out with the flu. Come on, man. You about to kick out the league, Jonte.
You know there's video footage out there where he made a 3 and he looks like a deer in the headlights. Like, y'all need to research that. There's video footage out there where he shot a 3, like he's standing wide open, and the bench is like, shoot. And he shot and he banked it in. And he looks like a deer in the headlights.
That was one of the best. He wasn't supposed to make a 3-pointer. He probably wasn't supposed to take a 3-pointer.
I want to backtrack here, go to Pittsburgh Toddy's comment. He said BS steroids were rampant in the 70s in the NFL, and definitely Charlie Hustle belongs. So he's talking about letting Charlie Hustle in, Mr. Pete Rose for betting on baseball.
He should have been in.
Yeah. You know.
Have they let anybody from the steroids era in yet?
I don't know. Is Lyle Alzado in?
No, he's talking about baseball.
NFL football was.
No, nobody. No, McGuire's not in. No,
Roger Clemens not
nobody.
in.
No, Rocket is. Yeah, Rocket's in.
Uh-huh.
Rocket's in. Yeah, Rocket's in.
Nobody.
He was hitting that V8 juice.
Yeah.
It depends on if the sports writers liked you or not.
Pay said Rocket ain't in. Pay, you need to come on and get off that toilet and stop drinking all that milk.
There he is. Anybody in from the baseball steroid era?
Absolutely not.
Not one person.
Not one person.
Wow.
Best shot is A-Rod, but he got bigger things to worry about. Can't pay his bills in Minnesota, so you don't need to worry about the Hall of Fame.
Man, why Pay come here flexing on us, man?
Because he just let one go. He let all that stomach juice out of him. All that stomach hot juice.
Why you,
All that hot stomach juice.
why you coming here flexing, player?
Man, I was stretching, man. I was back there. I was backstage.
No,
I was getting stiff, man. I had to
you wasn't stretching.
stretch it out.
You was,
Pause, Pay.
Oh
Pause,
yeah,
Pay.
that's a no Diddy, man.
David
No
Ortiz
doubt,
is
no doubt,
in.
no
There
doubt,
was
no
some
doubt.
speculation there.
But yeah, man. So no player from the steroid era is in.
No one that
that
legit has had a positive. There are definitely some that are in that were speculated, but no one that had a positive test.
I would compare Pete Rose situation because it's gambling, right? And you just said it, Big G, to Michael Jordan situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Money was gambling.
We know Mike was gambling.
Yeah.
He in.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Pudge Rodriguez.
He's in.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Juice.
He didn't. Pudge didn't have a
Juice
failed test.
Pudge was juicing though.
I mean, that's an allegation.
Man.
Just like but Pudge didn't fail any tests though. So, and he wasn't in the Mueller report, was he?
No, he was not.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember his name being in the Mueller report. I do not.
What about
remember that.
Bagwell?
He shouldn't be.
I don't think he was named. I don't think he was named in that report either.
No, none of the Killer Bees were trash.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in all. None of them, Biggio included.
Tate, I'll tell you another one. He ain't a Hall of Fame dude, but it cost me and you, Neil O'Donnell. I know Neil O'Donnell was gambling. He was gambling. He was gambling.
Was he taking his unders, G?
Man, he was gambling and he threw 2 picks to Larry Brown and wasn't nobody over there.
Be dirt.
They had somebody tied up in the basement somewhere.
This is a teaching moment. Take integrity. Go ahead.
What? About what? Oh, I'm sticking to my story. I know that dude was getting down.
Big G, you might feel like those interceptions were so egregious.
They was egregious.
Had to be, but you don't know that. You can't say that. Bro,
I'm sticking to it. I'll tell Neil O'Donnell to his face.
Player.
I know you threw the game. I know you threw the game. I know what you did. I'll tell him to his face. I ain't scared. I ain't worried about the NFL. I ain't worried about nobody saying he's the gambler. Man, they done had dudes. What's the dude? Val? What's the dude? The podcast guy, Vlad or whatever else. Vlad been
Vlad
interviewing
TV.
dudes. Vlad done interviewed all. He did. He interviewed all kind of dudes saying that NFL players was gambling their behinds off in the 90s.
The wheel.
Say again.
I said, be dirt. Grab the wheel.
I'm telling you.
I'm just watching the crash. What are you talking about?
You said you was a getaway driver, B. I heard you, man.
Listen, man.
That's a smart decision for you to drive a getaway car, B. Because
man, in a live
they're
chat,
not pulling you over. If you understand what I'm saying.
Hey,
look at them comments over there. They know the live chat. Know we still.
Hey, I'm driving a nice car too, Pay.
Yeah. Jamie Carlo agreed with you, Big G. I'm just saying. Y'all don't know. I ain't saying it couldn't be so. Y'all don't know them.
Reckless speculation, G.
Right, that's what it is.
I don't care. I don't care. Tag me on Instagram. Tag me on Instagram and send it out to him.
Hey, Pay. How long we been doing this show?
We're in our 3rd season.
Has Big G ever cared?
Yellow card for Big G.
Okay, that's where we at.
2 minutes with no reckless speculation, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we were talking about before we came on, Pay, backstage and everybody else here in the live chat and listening to us. We were talking about take integrity. And I said, if we're going to get into this, you're going to have to let live chat know we're going to be an hour late telling what take integrity is. He going to change his mind before the end of the show.
Hey, Big G, how them Phoenix Suns looking?
Big trash.
Stick with him, though.
I'm sticking with him. Hey, pull up Kevin Escalante's comment.
Big G, where can we find the Know It Alls podcast?
The Know It Alls podcast can be found on Fans First Sports Network, or as far as your audio. but you can also watch it live on YouTube. All you have to type in is the Know It Alls podcast, and it's spelled capital N, capital K, little N O, capital IT, capital ALLZ podcast.
So
and it'll come right up.
I gotta be honest with you. I really thought this past week was probably one of the most knowledgeable shows I've seen you guys do yet. I don't know what was different about it. I can't really put my thumb on it.
Was I talking the most?
But it really came through.
I got a biased opinion, but
what was different about it?
I'll give you the colors. I'll give you the color of the biased opinion. take it and B-Dirt, I'll follow it up with this sign right here. There was none of that over there either.
You know, there was none of that. That's what was missing.
Yeah.
No bias, huh? Okay.
A little. It was Tim Lyons filled in on the know-it-alls, and there was no Cowboys fan in there mucking up the waters. It's nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and transition. We better you want to take a quick break real quick, and then we'll transition into some NBA basketball.
Yes, just in time.
And I'm going to wrap this back up for you guys, Steel Curtain Network fans here. We're going to finish wrapping back up into some football talk again and about the futures bets.
Yeah. Hey, B-Dirt, I just put the link to the know-it-alls in the live chat. So everybody in the live chat that's not already subscribed to the know-it-alls, if you like this, you will like that. Just a different time, and me and Big G still all the same, and we got a different guy with us, the homie Mod from Dallas Cowboys. So he get it from us all the time. But I'm sorry, I just had to say that, B-Dirt. Go ahead, take us a break, man.
You can't put links in the live chat.
Oh, you can't?
Nope. No. It just throwing us right back out. All right. With that said, we'll be right back in 10. All right, we are back here at the Homies Overtime Podcast. We're going to go back to this basketball, talk a little NBA. When I sent this out yesterday, I said both the Mavs and the Celtics have won 9 out of their last 10, and then I need to make an adjustment, 9 out of the last 11 for the Celtics. They lost, but still top of the Eastern Conference as far as the last 10 games, 8-2, along with the Knicks, who are 8-2 in their last 10. So right now, those two teams are hotter than either team on either side of the division getting hot at the right time. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, GB, but I don't think you can call the Celtics hot anymore. 9 out of the last 11 sounds good until you realize that the two that they just lost, 2 in a row to the same team after blowing big leads, to the 10th seed Atlanta Hawks. They had a 30-point lead and got beat. I can't call them hot. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, until last night when I sent this, it was fact. Regardless, they're cream of the crop in the Eastern Division. Would you say that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're numero uno.
So the Mavs are getting hot. They've changed the starting lineup, and they look like they're gelling a lot better.
Yeah.
Who else do you see out there in the NBA starting to get hot? Do you believe in the Mavs? Do you believe in the Celtics? And B, who else should we look for getting hot here? Pay, go ahead, take it, man, since you're new to the game.
Who do I think is getting hot right now? You did say LA was getting hot, but they got their doors blown off tonight by the Pacers. So I will pivot away from LA. I'm speaking about the Lakers because no one says LA and they're mean the Clippers. No one does that.
Sailboats.
Yeah, the boats. The Jaws. Let's see. The team that I think is ready, revving up for the playoffs, they are going in the right direction. I'm going to say it's between Oklahoma and I can't really say anybody out west because everybody's just stocked down in the East. There's two West teams. I would say Oklahoma and the Timberwolves. I'll give an easy answer. The two top teams.
Yeah, and I think right now Oklahoma City not necessarily hot, but they're holding serve with SGA missing a few games. They've played fairly well. I don't know what this. Okay, Mr. Woods C here has take integrity question mark.
I think he wants you to explain it.
Okay, so when you give a take, you say Justin Fields is going to play for the Chicago Bears in 2024, and then roughly 2 months later, you say that Justin Fields is going to be a Steeler. You can't you're on both sides of the fence there. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. They also somewhere in between there said Justin Fields was going to be a Falcon. So you can't keep taking those kind of takes. That's take integrity is taking one take, sticking with it, picking your Super Bowl team and ride it out, not changing it 3 or 4 times going into the playoffs. Take integrity.
This show wouldn't be what it is if we had take integrity from all of us. Yeah, we gotta know. We gotta know who we are.
That's the whole reason why you got the receipt board.
It is.
That's the whole
I'm
reason
just trying to make it bring a little more integrity to it.
Can we get the receipt board sponsored by someone and just call it the big G? I'll work on it. I'm a workshop.
Listen.
Keep going.
Listen. I'm not going to throw Big G under the bus like that. I have definitely had a few. Man, I've had a couple bad ones up there. I've had a couple really bad ones up there. I get in on it myself. So, Tate, you're getting your boy back in Cleveland. Can they get hot? Is there another team out there you think can get hot? Hit him with it, G.
I sure got him. Kataya.
Yeah, that's a fun. My bad. The New York Knicks lost tonight. The Cavs won tonight. Well, the New York Knicks are losing. They're losing by 10 with like 3 minutes left. They could come back and win. The Cavs beat the Philadelphia 76ers. Of all people, returning to Philly, this is his old team, George Niang has a fat boy game.
Killed him.
No, the fat boy game is, Big G.
Yeah.
You just stand out there and shoot. You don't do much else.
Pulling up. As soon as I get past that point, pull up.
26 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, and was 5 of 8 from 3-point range.
Pulling up.
So he was definitely, I don't even know if he pulling up. You usually pull up off the dribble. He just catching, shooting. He's spotting up.
Yeah.
But B Dirt, I think the Mavs is real, man. And I take integrity, if y'all remember, was on one of these shows. Either this or the know-it-all, because we talking basketball and we talk football on the homies and pump your brakes. So it was on one of these shows.
It was on the know-it-alls.
Where I said that trade acquisition at the trade deadline of the kid from Washington, I forgot his name, the center, and PJ Washington from Charlotte was going to help them out.
Yeah.
Now they finally starting to get a rapport, start to play well together. I don't know the analytics of it, but it seems like Luka playing off the ball a little more.
Kyrie balling, he killing them.
You remember they hadn't played together a whole lot either, and missed time at different times, so they're starting to gel.
They didn't, but I got one of those teams in the play-in game. I got OKC and Minnesota. OKC more than Minnesota, both coming out in the first round. Whoever they play, that's a take.
Wait, you said your take is the OKC and Minnesota's winning the first round?
Coming out in the first round. Bye-bye.
Oh, please stop.
I like it. All right.
Spicy.
So
spicier than that sauce I had earlier.
Hold on, G. Before we get G all ruffled his feathers over this stuff, I'm going to tell you my take has been, and I said it, and I've said it before. I think the Mavs were going to get hot. I think they're a problem in the playoffs because the way playoff basketball, you got to be able to have that one-on-one moment and make those scores. And I think that team in half court is going to be a problem. And I know that it comes off real easily as I'm saying that to get Big G going. That's just like icing on the cake for me. But I really do mean the take. I think there's going to be a problem in the Western Conference Final. Now, that said, I'm going to throw it to Big G, and I will say, when you look at teams that give the Denver Nuggets problems, you've been saying those Phoenix Suns all year, and they're one of the only teams I think play them tough every single time. So, G, I'll throw it to you.
Wait. Hey, B Dirt.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a basketball question about that?
Absolutely.
Who are the Pistons drafting number 1 overall?
Who are the man? I haven't even thought about it.
You don't really have to think about it. I was just being a jerk.
Man, I haven't even thought about it.
Hopefully, someone good.
Nah, we won't do that.
Well,
No, we won't do that. Yeah,
but I'm sorry, Big G. Go ahead with your take, man.
Well, you realize if Sacramento beats Dallas tonight, Dallas goes to 8th place, right? I hope y'all realize that. That if Sacramento beats Dallas tonight, they fall from 6 to 8 tonight.
Okay,
and that's they just played them. Dallas just beat Sacramento, but if Sacramento comes back and beats Dallas tonight,
it's very tight in the middle of the West. 100%.
That's correct. Yeah. So I'm not sold. Dallas is getting warm. I didn't
ask
time.
You who you don't believe in. I asked you who you believe in. And stop bashing Dallas and just tell me who you like.
The Denver Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, the Denver Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, and if the Cavs get healthy, the Cavs. Those are the things I like.
Let me just interject on the Cavs. We do the Cavs podcast together. I ain't seen the homie Relly Hall in about a month.
Yeah,
but the Cavs, man,
really just got a stray. Sorry, buddy.
They got he caught a stray for real.
He really did.
Hey, Big G, but they got to get back to playing like they was pre-All-Star game, man. I mean, Evan Mobley is back now, Donovan Mitchell is back, but they still hadn't played like they was playing before the All-Star break. If they get back to that, they can be a factor.
That's facts.
If they finish in the 3 spot or the 4 spot, I like them over Orlando or the Pacers.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
not sold on Boston though. If to be there to answer even that side of it, I'm not sold on Boston. I'm not.
Nope.
But I think Denver legitimately can win back to back.
I see some Tar Heels in the Celtics. I do see that.
Yeah, that could be. I just don't think I'm sold on Boston. And I think Denver can win back to back. But if anybody can get hot, Phoenix can get hot.
No, they can't.
Okay, well, we'll see. I think Phoenix can get hot.
You know what's gonna be the death of Phoenix? Lack of point guard, true point guard, lack of true point guard.
I agree because Bradley Beal can't play it, Booker can't play it.
Not play it to a high playoff level.
Yep.
That's required in the playoff. You got to come down and set offense means so much.
And the issue with Phoenix, really, though, to be honest, the problem is KD has been playing big trash for about the past 25 to 30 days.
Big trash.
He's been playing like not good at all. KD has not been playing well.
Wasn't he just one of the biggest reasons they beat Denver the other night?
But that's an anomaly. I'm talking about over the whole 25 to 30 games. KD was having games where he had 17 points, 19 points. Now, Booker's handled his. But Bradley Beal's another wild card. He's not stepped up to perform the way they need him to perform. So, but in my mind, I'm thinking that these guys are pros. So when it's playoff time, they're not really caught up with the whole regular season. But when it's playoff time, I think they're going to start playing. And hopefully the playoff KD shows up. Because a playoff KD shows up, it's problems. This big problems, man.
They got to play defense.
That's facts. That's facts.
So, listen. What I was going to plan it on leading off this show with was opening day, but we got a little bit off rails on the regular homies podcast, and we talked a little baseball in there. So I'm going to end this with a little bit of football. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go down the AFC North over-unders for total wins this year. Now, we don't know the dates of the games, but we do know, and before I go on to that, if you guys aren't watching this Houston Duke game, you know what this reminds me of? When you got one of the really polished teams from the suburb, and they go into the inner city and just have some dogs beat on them. That's what it looks like right now.
Yep.
It's just 10-5 in all fairness, though.
It is.
It was 8-0 in all fairness.
Yeah, it was 8-0.
But it's just visually that's what it looks like.
Visually, I agree.
The defense is nastier. They look tougher, more hungry for the game. Anyhow,
hey, what was the spread on this game? I know I must hate Duke. I might could get some.
Whoa! I don't hate Duke.
Pay hates NC
I don't like
State
them.
though. Pay hates NC State, and congratulations to NC State to the Elite Eight. Congratulations,
I do not like the Wolfpack.
We have a repeat of the 83 national championship between NC State and the Houston Cougars with 5 slammer gems.
Trash.
So what was trash, Pay?
I said that would be trash.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Peter. Right, so we're gonna go back over to football. We're gonna end this AFC North over under totals for the wins. They know who they're playing, if it's away or home, but they don't know what time of year yet. Really only matters if it's a warm weather, cold weather situation.
Yep.
They've got the Ravens finishing first in the division. And Tate, you projected the Steelers to win 12 games. Vegas is projecting no one in the division to win 12 games and have the Ravens over under at 11.5.
Well, that's because the division's so tough.
It is. We know that. They have the Bengals at 10.5, second in the division. Third in the division, they have the Browns at 8.5. And pulling up the rear in the division, they have Steelers 7.5. Is this the first year that you see a losing season out of Mike Tomlin? I'm going to kick it back over. Either one of you Steelers guys, take it.
BG, let me answer this first, and you can finish it.
Go ahead.
The Steelers were 10-7 last year, man.
Big facts.
We got rid of Mitch. We got rid of Kenny. And Mason was all right, but he's going to. We bring in an accomplished 9-time Pro Bowl, Super Bowl winner, franchise quarterback, and Russell Wilson. And we bring in a guy with a super high ceiling that's arguably a project right now. We're working on him.
Big facts.
We picked up Patrick Queen. We changed offensive coordinator. We got a whole new offensive staff.
Fast wide receivers too, with Vance Jefferson and Quiz Watkins.
But there ain't nothing to brag about. I want to see what we do in the draft with that one.
Okay.
But we got Jalen Warren coming back, Najee Harris, who has lost about 20 pounds. He looks good, man.
Yeah, I seen the workout. It was outstanding.
He was looking like Pay. Now he look like himself because his face all slim. He kind of more just slimmed up. But so what I'm saying is, man, we was 10-7 last year, 5-1 in the division. Now, granted, we probably shouldn't have beat the Ravens the first game. They dropped a lot of passes, but we definitely shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals and the Patriots. That's all on Mitch. So trash. So the Steelers, even at their worst, is probably the floor is probably 10 wins. We haven't finished last in the division since it's been a division.
Yeah.
Since it's been a division, we never finished last in it.
Facts.
So Mike Tomlin's re-energized. He said to people, I'm going off what he said to Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark said he's so excited to get on the grass soon. He's excited. Yeah. These players are excited. They sleeping on the Steelers, man. Like I say, I literally might drop a band on that over-under that the Steelers win more than 7.5.
You know how much a band is, right?
What's the payout?
1,000.
What's the
All right,
payout?
I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
What's the payout though? If you hit the over? What's the payout?
Just under even odds, -130.
I agree with Tate that the floor is 10 and that the over looks like a good bet. I do want to clarify some things. Mitch didn't let Joe Connor score 3 touchdowns. It's not really on Mitch on that one. Now they did make some improvement.
That game play was kind of an anomaly because remember it was thunderstorms. It was stopped a couple of times. It was delays and stuff. Kenny got hurt that game. Mitch came in, and James Conner did have his way. The Steelers have been known to let the Russian get gas on occasion, but with Patrick Queen, that's gonna help us stop that.
Cam Hayward wasn't playing that game either.
True. And on to the Russell thing. Russell is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Can't take that away from him. That was still 10 years ago. And actually, it was more than 10 years ago. Russell ain't that guy anymore. Your starting quarterback is the guy behind Russell. And he will help. He will either definitely an improvement over every quarterback you had in the locker room last year. Because I think, in my opinion, you had 2 UFL quarterbacks playing NFL quarterbacks last year, and you shouldn't have been playing around with that. And now you got actual NFL quarterbacks. I think 10 wins is your floor. 11 and a half is probably fair for right now. Yeah. So I would definitely put that money on them.
B-Dirt, who put these odds up? Was it DraftKings? Who? That's who I want to know. Who posted this?
It's like that everywhere, Big G.
Yeah. DraftKings and CBS Sport.
It's early. They need your money. That's why.
I got to talk to my boy Andy P, man. Andy worked for DraftKings, the guy who do the Level Up podcast. I'm going to ask him, where's the shenanigans coming from?
The past few years, I have put I've actually won money on betting the over on the Steelers because they keep putting them under 500. And, Pay and I talk about it all Pater all the time, man. When you have that kind of historical precedence of this is what always happens, bet it blindly. You just bet it blindly until it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Iowa football.
Tomlin
Iowa under.
Tomlin's streak is at 17. The Steelers' streak is at 20. And they've never finished last in that division. So that's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
They could still be over on that and finish last in this division. That's more likely, I think, than being under 7.5.
I think some of this stuff is coming from because they think the division has gotten better, especially with Joe Burrow coming back and being healthy. I think that's where some of this is coming from. They think Joe Burrow is going to be healthy. They think the Browns are going to be a way better team with Deshaun, too. And I think some of that's weighed in about the quarterback
the Browns
play.
At 8.5. They're going to falling back. I mean, what is?
I think a lot of it has to do with the quarterback play. I think that's where a lot of it is. But you guys know as well as I do, quarterback is one element of the game. It's that 53-man roster that means everything. Patty Mahomes is a dog, but you better believe the Chiefs got a heck of a 53-man roster. But they took some lumps in the offseason. But that's really how you get out in football. And that was the issue with the Steelers. So an improvement with quarterback and an improvement with the 53-man roster, there ain't no way in hell we finished in 7.5. Come on, man. You can kiss the baby. At minimum 10. We're going to get at least 10. You can count.
Outside of the division, we're going to switch over here to Baltimore. 11.5 wins outside of the division. They play the Commanders, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Bills, and the Eagles at home. Then they go away to the Chiefs.
That's 3-2.
They go away to the Chiefs, Chargers, Texans, Cowboys, Giants, and Bucks.
That's some losses.
I heard eight dubs minimum.
That's some lumps in there, bro. There's some lumps.
That's the Brown schedule.
So that's 8-3.
Baltimore.
You got them.
I heard eight dubs.
Where do they go in division then? In those 6.
I'm gonna be safe.
4-2.
4-2. 4-2 is it should be their floor.
So that puts it over at
What
11.5.
were they last year?
I think the Baltimore
they
Ravens
ran
were
it,
4-2 last year. I know they swept.
They only lost to the
Cincinnati.
Steelers.
No. They got swept by the Steelers. They swept Cincinnati, and they split with.
So
So
that's
they was 3-3. Yeah.
3-3. Right.
The Browns beat them once?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Well, you remember what I was saying
That's when he got hurt.
You remember what I was saying all last year. Baltimore only beat themselves. No one beat them. They beat themselves, and that was the case for that Browns game too. They let up.
The Steelers gonna beat them this year though. They gonna beat them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Probably sweep them again. I mean, it's just 7 out of 8, the last 8. Probably sweep them again. Tell the truth.
If they bench all their starters, you have an easy win. Yeah. And if they choose not to play the fourth quarter of the other game, you have an easy win.
They didn't bench all their starters. They played.
I'll take that bet. Corner time.
What's that, Peter?
I don't think the Steelers will sweep the Ravens this year.
You betting corner? Who you betting corner time with?
Whoever wants it.
I don't want no corner time.
You want bread?
I'm just gonna bet game by game until they walk into a sweep of Baltimore. I mean, now the Steelers should have lost with that first game to Baltimore, but they should have beat Cleveland that second game. That was all Kenny Pickett not being able to do what he needed to do. The Steelers already could have went 6-0 in the toughest division in football. Granted, some of the wins could have been losses, but that's every football game. And what the bookies in Vegas are doing to them? Utter disrespect.
So Browns 8.5. I think that's everybody expecting the Browns to Brown. Bengals 10.5. I'm gonna give you the Bengals home. Non-conference is Broncos, Raiders, Eagles, Commanders, Patriots. Their away games.
One loss.
Their away games are Cowboys, Chiefs, Chargers, Giants, Panthers, Titans.
3 losses.
The Bengals gravy because they got a last place schedule.
So that's 4. That's 4 right there.
So split 3-3 in a division. I don't see us going 1-5 again.
Yeah. 9-7. 9-7 is the basement.
That's an 11 and
10,
11 and 6 is what you got.
9-7 on other games. 10-7 is the basement.
10-7. 10-7 is basement. 10-7 basement.
So it'll be interesting. It depends
I'm
how they get out of the gate is going to be a big difference. They can't start slow like they have the past couple of years.
I'm curious to seeing what happens with T. Higgins, and if what's the dude named Chase Brown going to provide the same production that Joe Mixon did, and if Burrow's going to come back with no rust, you know what I mean? Because when he started last year, he was rusty before they started going on that win streak before he got hurt, right?
Correct. And it's weird that he had off-season surgery, and this might be his chance to have the most work in the off-season over the past 3 years.
Who's the free agent running back that the Bengals signed to go along with Brown?
Zach Moss.
That was a good signing.
Yeah.
That was a good signing.
He'd probably be the starter.
Yeah, that was a good signing. I like that was a very good signing, actually.
And re-signed Trenton Irwin, which gave us depth at wide receiver. Got Gesicki, got Tanner Hudson back.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel pretty good about offense.
I agree with Pay about Justin Fields. And, because I'm on Justin Fields now, but I think Mike Tomlin, the way he coaches, the way for his football character, he's going to put Russ in first. And we ended up getting Russ. We wanted Justin Fields. I know we wanted Justin Fields. But then we ended up getting Russ. Then we got Justin. We'll have it backwards. But he's going to give Russ an opportunity to elevate himself and have a platform to lead the team to the playoffs so he can get a contract next year. And Justin can play and learn both this year. We're going to move to Justin. So I do agree. I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
No, so I do agree with you that I think Justin should be the guy. I'm all in on Justin, but I don't think you can go wrong with Russ. I mean, he's not who he was 10 years ago. But his knowledge of the game, his management of the game, his ability to throw the moon balls down the pickings and down the field and stuff like that, and his leadership. It's going to be a different because Mike Tomlin even said himself, Russ coming here, he's not hungry. He said, because you can satisfy hunger. He said, Russ is driven. This is about legacy. So, yeah, man, I'm rolling with that.
But I promise you this much.
That's what got Russ in trouble before, that worried about that legacy.
If Justin Fields beats Russie out at quarterback, the AFC North can look out. I promise you that much. If he beats him out and he's the day one starter, look out.
Oh, he won't be day one starter.
But I'm saying if he does, we don't know what's going to happen. We
don't
know.
You know what's going to happen. Tomlin is a vet. Is a vet guy. The vet.
Man.
Russell's starting. He let Mitch start over Kenny Pickett. Come on now.
All right,
Come
guys.
on.
We're over time. We got to let these people enjoy the rest of their Friday night. We got to start wrapping it up here. You guys know where you can catch us. We still got Running Through the Jungle going. We still got the Bear Claw. Now you're talking about the W over there in the Chicago land, looking out for those Cubs. We got the fellas here on Wednesday nights. You doing, man? Gee, I can't even keep up with all the stuff you're doing. You're gonna have to run down that list for me. But I do want everybody, before he runs down, I want everybody to make sure you come next Friday, because I don't know who's running overtime, but I'm gonna call Big G out for saying that a wide receiver who has not played a single down in college football is going to be the next Randy Moss. You want to be here for that one. G, where can we find you at, buddy?
Man, y'all better get to know who Jeremiah Smith's name is. You better get to know. You better get to know who Jeremiah Smith is. Anyway, you can catch me every Wednesday with Tate Boy Fresh and Shannon on the Puppy Breaks podcast on the Steel Curtain Network. And you can catch us on Fridays with the homies and homies overtime, like you watched us tonight. Make sure you swing on Sundays. But this week, we're going to have an Easter edition because Easter's on Sunday. We're going to have the Know It Alls podcast on tomorrow live on YouTube, somewhere between that 11 and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can swing on and catch me and Andy P on the Level Up podcast on Mondays. Andy's been out sick, had some stuff going on, went to the NCAA tournament, all whatever else. But we'll be back up this Monday. And then make sure you check me and Tate Boy Fresh out on That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast on Fans First Sports Network.
Shout out to Pittsburgh Toddy, Wu-Tang forever.
Forever.
Tate, any last words?
Hey, everybody just, if you celebrate it, have a happy Easter weekend. Spend time with your family. Eat good, fellowship, and all that.
I got one thing to say before we head out of here. Last week, I lost a really good friend of mine. Rest in peace, Matt Nalepka. Pay, you got about 17 people right now that you have the ability to lock up. Who you picking?
Still Brett Favre. Throw away the key.
We're out.